Hello, welcome back to Cloud TV. I'm here with Michael Wignall, who's Public Sector Lead of Microsoft Dynamics. How is things in Dynamics at the moment? How's it going?
Yeah, really well, thank you, and it's good to be here. I mean, I've been doing Microsoft Dynamics in the UK and public sector for 4 years now, and when I joined the team, there was only me and one other guy, and it's grown exponentially over the last couple of years. I think we've got about 450 UK public sector customers using Microsoft Dynamics today, mainly on the on-premise, but we're definitely moving to cloud, and it's an exciting time to be in the business.
Right, okay, so if you're moving to the cloud, you're involved presumably in the G Cloud program. What's your view of how that's going?
Yeah, it's been interesting over the last 12 months. I think we were on the first iteration, so G Cloud 1, from a broad Microsoft perspective, but also from a Microsoft Dynamics CRM point of view, and we're on G Cloud 2 as well. And I think given the latest standings that were published on the Cloud Store site, we're about fifth on the supplier standings of revenue generated through the cloud store for Microsoft. So we're feeling pretty good about it. It's a shift. Our traditional approach has been to go on premise, but we're moving to the cloud, and cloud store is a great way forward for us to sell to our public sector customers and for them to consume from us.
So when it comes to G Cloud, if you're shifting to the cloud in that area, I don't know whether you can say, but what's the sort of proportion between on-premise and cloud, and how is it shifting?
So this is not specific to UK public sector, so these stats are more broad, but
Right.
two out of every three new Microsoft Dynamics CRM customer is an online customer. So consumes it from our Microsoft Dynamics CRM online public cloud offering today, 2 out of every 3.
Right.
Public sector.
Is that across the board, though?
Across the board and around the world.
And so is that public and private?
Public and,
Yeah,
and
right,
private.
okay.
Well, no, so public cloud.
public,
so,
right.
So 2 out of every 3 new customers for Microsoft Dynamics today is on our public cloud offering, Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online. UK public sector perhaps not doing that uptake as much, but they're moving in that direction. So historically, when I first started on the job, all of my customers were on premise, and in the last 18 months or so, since we've really started pushing public cloud, we've seen a big shift from a interest perspective, and now we're starting to see customers come on board, and that's reflected in the business we've done through Cloud Store to date. Yeah, I think some of the momentum that Denise was talking about in her cloud session earlier today around the awareness is really helping. We still have challenges where we may talk to public sector customers about going via the cloud store, and they say, "Cloud store? What's that?" And there's still an awareness issue. But I think that's changing. G Cloud 2 coming along, the fact that we've got customers live and procured through the cloud store helps. We can say, talk to these guys, they've gone through the process in the past. And I think some of the concerns around security and accreditation are ticking through too as well. So it's a maturity thing, but we're seeing that adoption be more remote. And it's actually moving towards why not cloud store rather than why cloud store now.
Yeah. So Cloud Store to me seems like a very good idea in terms of that, and presumably plays quite well to Microsoft because it seems tailor-made for the SME community to get into the public sector by delivering specific services that are just picked up off the, and you have a very strong SME partner community.
Yeah, I think the of the 400 odd suppliers that are listed on G Cloud 2 today, about 80 are Microsoft partners, so Microsoft certified partners, and they're SMEs, they're UK organizations that make their business building applications and solutions on top of Microsoft technology. So we're quite proud of that, and we're quite proud of the way that we help drive the SME agenda into broader public sector. And there's some really good examples. If you go onto the Cloud Store site and you do a search for CRM, you'll get Microsoft Dynamics CRM, the vanilla cloud offering that we offer, and you can procure that. That's fine. The price is there. It's transparent.
That's
it's
direct
great
from you,
and it's direct from us, and you buy it from Microsoft. You do see private cloud instances on there. There's some of the usual suspects from a hosting perspective there, and their prices are there, and you can do comparisons. But you also see lots of SMEs who are producing apps based upon our technology. So a good example is we have a partner called IMGROUP, who have a freedom of information request management application based upon Microsoft Dynamics CRM. You go on the cloud store, you type CRM, you type FOI, you'll see IMGROUP's solution for FOI. We've got another partner, Optivia, who has a solution for housing associations and for fire and rescue based upon Microsoft Dynamics CRM. So these are UK SMEs taking our cloud technology, public cloud, and then tailoring it for specific use cases in the public sector. It's working really well.
Is it being taken up by the public sector? Is it resonating with them as a way of building the resources, the services that they need?
Yeah, I think the Microsoft proposition's interesting because from a technology perspective, it's the same technology around whether you deploy it on-premise, private cloud, or in the cloud. So we talk about cloud on your terms. So the IMGROUP example I gave before, it existed previously. It was just typically deployed on-premise. Yeah. It was deployed in the customer inside. So they've just taken that exact same solution and now put it in the cloud. Customers consume it. They don't need to worry about kit. It's per user per month costing, all of that really good cloud stuff. So that is resonating with customers because the use cases are not new, but the delivery mechanism, the commercials, and the way of consuming it is. And for all the reasons that we're seeing cloud in public sector being picked up, it makes it applicable for their circumstances.
Right. Does things like bring your own device, does that play a part in any of this? Because it seems to me that especially with Windows 8 now, you've got one operating environment that plays to just about anything that a business would want to use. Yep. In terms of a client device. Are you finding that you're starting to get traction in that area? It's early yet, obviously.
It is early yet, but it's exciting times. Again, you look at what we're doing with Windows, it actually applies just as much to what we're doing from an open standards perspective. So Windows 8, I've got my Surface device here. I'll look at my notes, I can access it. It's shiny and it's fantastic, and it's a Microsoft-owned device, but then we've got consumer devices out there that run Windows 8 as well, produced by our other partners. And I can access my work email on here, plus my personal email, and my girlfriend can use it, and she can access her information. So they're still consuming from a cloud service perspective, still consuming Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online, for instance, or any of our other cloud service offerings, but in a device that's most appropriate. And it could be a consumer device, or I'm at a desktop with a keyboard and mouse. So we see that. I mean, we went through the first generation of consumerization of IT when Bill Gates said, let's put a PC on every desk in every home. And we did that, and now we're coming again through another generation of different types of consumerization, and what used to be a PC on a home is now the old clunking civil server desktop. So we're embracing that, and we're adopting it, and we think we've got technology that means it can work in the home and in the business world without too many trade-offs.
When it comes to the consumer side of Windows 8, I mean, you are coming from behind, very much so in that respect. Now, I know obviously it probably will get more interest perhaps in the business area because of the history of Microsoft in that area. Is there a danger that it could actually fall, because it's coming a bit late, fall between all those stores? I mean, it does consumer, it does tablet, does laptops, big desktop systems. But is that a real advantage that people latch onto, or could it just be a really good idea that it's not quite right for any of them?
I think Microsoft's in it for the long term. You look at where we've come in our pedigree, these things happen over a long period of time. There were some other of our competitors out there that may have got first mover on some form factors and ways of delivering technology, but Windows is here to stay, and Windows 8 is an evolution on where we've gone. So I think there's definitely room to play in the consumer world along with the business world and kind of areas in between, and we'll catch up, and we'll progress, and we'll get the benefits of the broader Microsoft ecosystem. I think will come along with that as we go along that journey.
Lovely. Michael, thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.